Imagine you're at a sports game. It's going into the final period. Your favorite team is in the playoffs. You're itching to get close to the action. You're in the 50th row and you see someone in the 10th row who's just been on his phone the entire time. If only there were a way for you to trade seats with them. Well, now there is. SeatUp is a first of its kind platform that allows users to trade seats with one another within a venue. Hello investors, I'm Hassan Najfi and I'm in charge of public relations and am the spokesperson for this team.
I'm Shane Donovan, and I'm in charge of design and production.
I'm Manu Goldie, and I'm in charge of research and production.
I'm Ruben Pusiani, and I'm the CEO, and together we're SeatUp.
Too many fans are unhappy with their seating at events. Whether you buy your ticket online or at the door, you can't actually see your seat until you enter the stadium, and by then, it's too late. If you want a different seat, your only option is to buy another ticket. This is a complete waste of money, especially as the game goes on. And even if you are willing to pay that money for another seat, it is unlikely that there will be better seats available.
In 2015 alone, 250 million fans rushed to venues across the U.S. Out of these people, only 30% of fans were actually satisfied with their seat. We conducted a mass survey of 100 people, out of which only 33 people responded that they were actually satisfied with their seat. While taking these surveys, we noticed a major trend. As age increased, the attendance of sports games decreased. Therefore, we set up a target market to males between the ages 18 and 30.
What will we do to fix this problem? Yes. SeatUp will be an app that will allow users to trade tickets within a venue with each other. Users will be able to post their ticket online, and other users will be able to message them via the app, and then they'll be discuss their price on it. And then for the payment option, they'll go through us in order for us to ensure a safe and secure process. And that's as simple as that.
SeatUp is beneficial to both the customer and the seller because the customer no longer has to go out and buy a new ticket, nor does the seller have to worry if, let's say, they have to leave the game early, or if they even want to go and buy another bag of chips they didn't have the money to. They're stress-free. The other thing that SeatUp is different. Now, there's a few companies who have attempted to do something similar to this, but what they do is they allow users to upgrade seats for a small cost, which means there has to be a seat open for you to do that. What we do is we allow users to trade seats with one another. And most of the time, especially if it's a game like a Super Bowl which just happened, there's not going to be another empty seat to upgrade to. So, like we said earlier, there's 250 million tickets that were sold in 2015. From that 250 million, in the surveys we conducted, we found out that the average trading price would be about $15. And from that, we would take a commission of 5%. So, which would be 75 cents. Now, if we take the 250 million and we multiply by the 75 cents, that gives us $187,500,000. If we go back to the 250 million now, and we say that about 30% of the people were unsatisfied, 70% were satisfied, and from that, we take 1% of the people and we say that they would download the app. And from that 1%, we'd say that about 1 in 5 would actually use the app. We come to 350,000, but since we're only taking 75 cents a trade, we get $262,500, and that's only for the first year.
Before we go ahead and build an app, we first have to test our idea. We want to do this by building a message board. A message board will provide us with a platform that is cost-effective and simple to use. So, for example, user 1 will be able to post their seat up for trade onto our message board. User 2 could then scan through the message board and find that ad if they're interested and message them through the app, ensuring a safe and quick transfer.
If you ever used a forum before, it's very similar to that, where, there's just a page with ads on it, you contact the seller, and then you work it out from there. It's very similar to any other forum for a minimal viable product.
In order to launch our product, we're asking for $250. Since we're partially complete with our message board, and we're confident that we don't need any support to finish that, we're asking $0 for the message board and $250 for marketing. To market this idea, we would like to go to sports venues and market our idea through flyers and word of mouth.
It is vital to the success of our company that we do this. if we do get funding today, by March 1st, the message board will be on our site and ready to use. On March 5th, we will go to the Bulls versus Rockets game. We will buy the cheapest tickets we can find. Actually, Shane and I will go. Buy the cheapest tickets that we can find, and we will hand out flyers and tell people to visit our website. Who knows, maybe they could even make a trade or two. We will do this for as many games as we can in order to get the most accurate and precise data that we can get. Here's a little video showing what we do.
Have you ever been unsatisfied with your placing within a venue? SeatUp attempts to solve that problem. Take Colin and Kim for example. Kim bought the tickets too late, preventing her from getting the front row seats she fancied. Colin, on the other hand, is uninterested in the game. He wouldn't mind moving back a few rows for a few dollars. If only there were a way. Well, now there is. SeatUp is a first-of-its-kind platform that allows users to trade seats with one another. Colin goes to the seatproject.com and posts his seat for trade. Kim contacts him via the message board to show she's interested. After agreeing on a price, they make the transaction through us, ensuring that there aren't any scams. After using SeatUp, both Kim and Colin are content with the placing.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
When you say market your idea, so that you want to go to sports venues and market your idea, what do you mean by that?
We want to hand out flyers, and we want to tell people to visit our site. Mostly we're going to be handing out flyers because you can't go to 250 people for like a second and tell them to visit our website. But we'll try to target as many people as we can, tell them to visit our website, and maybe if they want to, maybe even test out the message board.
Do you have any image of what your website looks like, or what are they going to do when they come to your website?
You have a website design.
Yeah. So the website is almost done, but basically how the website, it will be, there's going to be the website will have all the information on it, and then there's going to be a button, you click on for the message board, and then it's going to be, like I said, similar to any other forum, where someone could post up the seat for trade. If you're interested, you personal message them and then exchange information, preferably PayPal or something. In the beginning, obviously we're not going to be taking commission from the minimal viable product, because it's not through us. But that's just a test to see if it'll actually happen.
So would they be paying in this process, would they be paying, or in this process, is, you're trying to get them to test it and give you, and
Well, I mean, if they do want to test it, they can, but if they actually want to make a seat, yeah, they would be paying with someone else. So we could maybe tell two people who are interested to link together on the website, and then they would be doing that. But the most, our biggest goal is to actually get our company out there and tell people about it. If they want to, that'd be awesome if they could make a trade or two.
Can you tell, what are you going to use the $250 for tickets?
So yeah, to get into sports events, because I mean, we could hand out flyers outside of it, obviously, but we actually want to advertise people about. We want to tell people about our company and tell them to visit our website, and we could possibly do that outside too, but people don't really know their seat until they're actually in there.
how would it work, in your test plan for multiple seats? So typically somebody would go to a game alone, so if they were gonna trade up, how does?
Well, so that's another thing we thought of. Like you said, usually people don't go alone. All of our trades, it's not going to have to be money. For example, someone in the same row, but if you bought tickets at a separate time, for example, a while back, my brother and I went to an event called Street League. It was held in Chicago. It's a skateboarding event. He bought his tickets. When I came home from school, he told me to buy my tickets. We weren't together at all. We were very far apart. Luckily, the people were nice enough where they let us, so it was basically the same row. But this allows people to do that through the app, so you don't have to confront them and that. It's just coming. And then obviously, if they're not going to charge for that, most likely. But that depends on what the customer is willing to pay and what the seller is willing to charge. So.
So you're asking for the money to get into the event?
Yes.
Right? And the purpose of getting into the event is to assess where people are sitting, or,
To market the idea.
but you could market the idea like you said outside.
But you could see your seat on their ticket, obviously, but you don't see your placement until you're actually in the stadium. And that's what we do different from a lot of other companies that have attempted to do this. Either they allow you to upgrade your seat when you're in a venue to another open seat, or they allow you to change your seat for a cost outside of the venue, but you don't know your exact placing until you're in there, unless you're obviously a season ticket holder.
And once you're in the stadium, it makes it easier for us to kind of test our idea in terms of seeing if anyone is willing to trade seats, kind of get in there and see who wants to trade.
Have you ever looked online to see if there was any websites that would allow you to see seats before you actually bought the tickets?
Well, I mean, obviously in any stadium, usually you could see the layout of it, you could see the section that you're in, but the exact seat you really can't see. And on top of that, there might be an obstacle or something that's in the way that could be there that it, they don't show you railings and stuff like that. They just show you the place that you're in. So if you're in a top row, like higher up, and you're in the front of that higher up row, there's going to be a railing there, obviously preventing you from falling, and that'll be an obstacle. You can see the section that you're in, but you can't see the exact placing and how it's going to look until you're there.
Do you need any money to make the flyers?
That's what part of the 250 is
That's
going to
part
go
of
to.
it.
Yes, but that's going to be very minimal, I
And
assume.
do you have permission to pass flyers out at what did you say, the Bulls game?
Yes.
Do you have permission to do that?
So for educational purposes only, I don't think there would be a problem. I mean, we can obviously talk it out. The flyers, if we really need to, we will hand it out outside of the stadium, just to prevent soliciting. But for educational purposes, I don't think they would have a problem with that. But if they do, obviously, we have a backup plan. The flyers, like I said, could be handed out outside of it, but what really counts is actually seeing if they are happy with the placement or not.
And is any of the money being used for the site or the app or the message board?
We already put down an initial cost for all of that.
Yeah, so we've paid for the hosting for the website already. And the app, obviously, the reason we're testing the message board is because we don't want to go out and waste 50 grand on the app if we're not going to even benefit from it. That's why we're testing our idea using the message board, which is free for us.
So the message board is accessible to people sitting with their phones?
Yes, on our app.